All right, so this is kind of how we start building trust through social media, becoming a content creator and storyteller. So the first thing to think about is, what is it that most interests you and what do you love talking about? So we've heard in business school all the time that target demographic, what are they interested in? What are their psychographics, their behavior traits, all these different things. And of course, that's important. But at the end of the day, what's more important to speak your truth and connect with the people that resonate with that. As I said earlier, connections is shared values and shared beliefs. So talk about what is it that actually interests you. The second part of that, after more of just you and forming those more emotional connections, is understanding your strengths and the overall value that you offer. So this is more on the real estate side and more on your expertise. So what are the common questions that buyer and sellers ask? What are these different problems that you can solve? And maybe even different stories you ran into and how you overcame that obstacle and got the seller or buyer the result that they're looking for. And then lastly, what are others talking about? And one way to easily find this out is just to scroll through your newsfeed. So what is interesting to you and why? What can you insert your opinion on? So as much as I'm big into creating original content, it's also really important to be good at curating content and finding things that people are talking about and trending. And you can simply even share those articles to Facebook and then add a little comment to it, a little caption to it, just insert your opinion on it. And kind of an example of what we just did for a client recently and how we kind of rode a wave of a trend was I have a client in Lake Oswego near Portland, Oregon, actually part of Portland, Oregon, and she has a large house there for sale that's kind of too spread out. And so she was noticing that families weren't very interested in it because it was too spread out. And so there was a story that she's seen on Facebook and that was really trending, and a lot of different news stations were picking up, and it was about these 6 women who basically decided to save up money together so they could die and retire together in this big old mansion that they all bought together. And so she thought, hey, let's actually try marketing the property as this. So we took the idea of this trending headline that had been going around. And so we did this ad, and you can see a part of it right here where it says, have you heard about the 7 girlfriends who bought a mansion together to retire in? Starting to think this Lake Oswego lakefront home would be just perfect for that, blah, 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 and some more there. And the other thing is with the picture there, we did 2 pictures of the property that really highlight the property, and then 1 picture of her with her girlfriends just to again symbolize what we're trying to go for. And then there's the title, Lake Oswego Retired Girlfriend Sanctuary. And it was an open house. So we did an open house, and that ended up being, and we had wine, it was a whole event really geared towards that. So the important thing with the advertising side is that the advertisement actually was geared towards, like the copy of it was geared towards these women, like it was talking specifically to them. And the great part about social media advertising is that you can actually target these specific people. So it's a lot more efficient. So for real estate ads, the industry average cost per click is $1.80. For this one, we got cost for only about 9 to 10 cents. So for $50, you got 500 clicks to your website. And the interesting thing, what's great about having EasyAgentPro websites is you don't even have to set up a landing page to capture these leads. We just set it up to run traffic to our actual site because we didn't want to make it we didn't want them to have to put in their info for this. But people ended up putting in their info because they wanted to get more info about this listing, and people from the Facebook ad actually showed up at the open house. And so that's just a small example of how powerful ads can be, especially when you're very specific with them.